What's going on, people? All right. So, replacing the windows on my house. This should not take too long, but we will see. On top of that, the sun is on over here. Should have did this window earlier in the day. But whatever. All right, so there's that. Go ahead and take this plastic off here. I don't know if this description is stuck or not. Let's see. Settings. No. There we go. All right. So that everybody knows what I'm doing, here we go. All right. And guess we'll leave that in there. So first things first, I don't have everything that I need, but I have enough to start. All right. Let's start over here. Removing the trim. And nope, didn't bring everything. Everything, but apparently I'm missing a few things because I've been working and replacing multiple windows on the house. So yeah, this is out of the roughly 15 windows I have on my house. This is how many I got left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 left. 2 of them I still gotta measure and purchase, but the other 4 I already have. So I'll probably do those tomorrow because, as you can kind of tell, the sun is setting right now. So yeah, there's that. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to post those. Jeez Louise. Alright. And hopefully I don't miss any questions, but if y'all have any questions, by all means, feel free to ask. So, taking the trim off, Next, I need my hammer to knock these things in, these existing nails in. Be sure to unlock the window before you start pulling on it. Is that one down? That is down. Okay. One pane out. All right, now to pop the other one out. That's up, that's up. And ta-da! The old window is out. I don't know how long it took me to do that, but yeah. And then this material here is aluminum, so this can be recycled. This is the track from the window. Next thing I gotta do is vacuum out the window and make sure that the new one fits, among a couple other things. But that's it. So if y'all have any questions about this whole window replacement thing or just home improvement, drop your comments, please. All right, loud noises. Alright, so there are a lot of bugs in that windows, to my surprise. The next step is to remove this top stop up here. Ouch. Not the easiest thing to do. Where's my painter's tool? Got it. Hi, else human. Yes. Alright. In an effort to save my knuckles, I'm going to stop. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that. But yeah, I kind of banged up my knuckles already. A couple of times. See if I can score this to help break it free. Now, if I pull on this, maybe it will come out with a little bit less effort. Come on, there we go. All right, so that's the top stop. All right, so now that that is out, I need to test fit the window. I also need to knock these nails in over here. And alright, cool. Alright, so all the nails are knocked in. Next, we're going to test fit the new window. So I know y'all can't see this, but I have a new window right down here. Gonna cut it open. All right. In the meantime, y'all have any questions about home improvement? I do work as a handyman part-time, and so the reason I'm replacing these windows now is that there is, under the infrastructure bill that was passed whenever Biden passed it or signed it, but under that infrastructure bill were tax credits for replacement windows, air conditioning, and energy efficiency type products. So this year's plan was to get new windows in to be able to take advantage of those tax credits. Now there is a limit on the tax credit. I think it's like $3,000 or $4,000, which is close to the amount I spent. And on top of that, I'm doing the work myself. So because of that, yeah, I'm pretty much getting the max of that credit. All right, get this cardboard off. No questions, huh? Okay. Well, I'll continue working. And thank you to those who have, James, thank you for liking the live. So we have a new window out, and I'm going to go ahead and set it up in here just to make sure that it does fit. Fits pretty well to me. What do y'all think? So yeah, I got this in. It's a little bit of regular strands here, but yeah, so the window is in. Of course I'm gonna have to take it and actually do this rest of the ceiling. Make sure to keep up with our screws that come with it. These screws here are provided by the manufacturer, so all you gotta do is pop them out the package and put them in the window where they go. Also got some insulation here. I got some more insulation nearby, but use the insulation to fill the gaps on the side. There are some gaps here. I'm not using spray foam in my particular setup because of the fact these gaps are really narrow, and the spray foam nozzle will not fit in that narrow opening. So what I'm doing instead is I have some loose batt insulation that I am putting in and using that to fill the opening with. All right, so let's get this back out. Oh, out you go. All right. Hopefully that does not go anywhere. Next, I need my zip flashing, which I do not have readily available. Also need to vacuum this back out again. All right, so I'm using this flashing gear to be able to seal the bottom. And so what I'm doing is to better protect the wood that's here, use this flashing on that. All right. There you go. Any questions about home improvement or anything of the like? Don't see any questions. And to those of you that have liked, I do appreciate you giving me those likes. All right, let's see if we can get this in here a little bit straighter. It's gonna flow over. I appreciate you observing. Yeah, I'm actually replacing, I don't know if you saw the comment, but I am replacing the windows in my house. And so I've done several other windows already today, and this will be the last window that I do for today. All right, so next I need the the way people can tackle home projects is inspirational. Yes, and in a lot of cases, as long as you have the right set of tools, the jobs are fairly easy. Like this one, like literally, I popped this one out fairly quickly. And then this one is almost ready to go back. Then the replacement window is almost ready to go back in. So, you know, when you think of things, you know, a lot of these home improvement projects are not as labor intensive as some may see. Now, they're not, what you see on TV is not necessarily the same. But yeah, they're not always that difficult either. And I know, like on some of these home improvement channels, they'll be like, oh yeah, you gotta break the window to tear it out. Breaking the window is the worst thing you could ever do, because of the fact when you break the window, you then have to clean up the window. And I don't know if y'all were on when I first started, but y'all notice I took the whole window out as one piece, and I didn't have to clean up other than picking up the dust that was there. Home improvement projects are fun, but as far as cleaning up the glass, I've never had a fun time cleaning up glass. So the window is now caulked. Let's fill that spot in a little bit more. All right. Better to have too much than not enough. All right. So let's see, I got my screws in my pocket and my driver is right there. Cool. Alright, and then here it goes into this opening. Just barely enough to clear the top up there. Alright, so next thing up is I'm going to put one screw in it. That's what I've been doing. And then I'll come back and put the other screws as part of the squaring it up process. That one's in. Take this piece out. Apparently I still have some of my screws in my pocket, so I need to check to see where I did not put screws at on the other windows. Or maybe I did put them all in. I'll have to go back and check. Alright. So those are in. This is not, looks a little bit off. Alright, so shims, got one shim, needs to break it off. Y'all have any questions about home improvement? I know this is not the typical type of video that I would do related to tech, but I have one too many hobbies. And one of those hobbies is doing home improvement. So if y'all have any home improvement questions, by all means, feel free to ask those questions. I think that's supposed to go back on top of that. A little sticker out if I get that. Like that. Squeaky floor underneath vinyl. I'm gonna prefix my statement by saying I do not do flooring or much flooring work. That being said, if there is a basement or crawl space underneath said floor, well, let me rephrase it this way. So I don't do much flooring, but for what I do know, if you do have a squeaky floor, then more than likely it is the plywood that is underneath that floor that's causing it to squeak, in addition to the nails. And the only real way to fix that is to pull up the vinyl, put more nails or screws in, and then put vinyl back down. I know that's not the ideal solution, but that is typically how that is addressed. Alright, so it still goes up and down. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can do shims from underneath. The reason I didn't suggest that is because these shims can move, and if they move and fall out of place, you'll have a squeaky floor again. That's why I say, in my opinion, the best way is to go from the top down and fix it that way. I know it's moving somewhere. Did not really? Thank you. This is how the house was. The house came with this trim work. I didn't do anything to it. Oh, give me my drill bit back. All right. this lock. Oops. Okay. All right. So we got the window in. Next, hammer these nails back out on the trim. I am doing a replacement window. So I took the old window out at the beginning, and this is the replacement window. Yeah, so the original windows on this house were the wooden windows that you see on many of older houses. And so this is to replace those wooden drafty windows. And according to my neighbor who had this done years ago, he was able to save, or his utility bills, electric and gas, went down by 50% when he got the windows done on his house. So when you combine that with the fact of there are tax credits available for replacement windows, I was like, oh, now is the time to really do this. So yeah, so I got it in. So now, yes, I'm having to adjust it to fit. And there's too much stuff on my countertop. All right, so now I'm gonna put this insulation in. Did I put a screw up there? I didn't put it all the way in. Okay. Gonna put this insulation in, back insulation, and then go from there. Yeah, my house was built in 1979, and they still were using wooden windows back then. So yeah, I definitely agree that more modern window design is better than the old one, because this is a double pane. The windows that I took out were single pane, and then on top of that, they were wooden windows, and literally did not have any kind of the wooden windows. They had the glazing on there, old, worn out, dried out and stuff. So it needed all of them needed new reglazing anyway. So I was like, you know what, just buy new windows, double paint them, seal them in and so forth, and be done with it instead of trying to reglaze all the windows. And so that's what I've been doing pretty much most of today. And then I'll further add that because, normally I don't offer certain services to people until I've done it myself. And so, me working on my own house gives me an opportunity to do these, learn from mistakes and learn best practices. So then when I go do it at somebody else's house, I'm like, oh yeah, I've done this before. In addition to doing videos like this, I can then say, yeah, I've done this before, and I got video proof that I've done this before. Yeah, as far as the air quality goes, yeah, typically in the summertime, not the summertime, the springtime, I do open the doors at least, sometimes the windows too, and let the outside air just come inside the house. I know a lot of people don't do that, but for me, it's something about, hey, every so often, your house needs to air out all the whatever you may have in your house, And so by replacing the windows will help, more so motivate me to do this, because I don't know if you were on at the beginning, but the springs on this window had actually worn out. So you had to open the window. If you opened the window, you had to stick something underneath it. And of course, that was discouraging to even open the window, because otherwise you open the window and it will immediately shut back. So now that these windows are in here, it'd be more motivation to open the window throughout the time, the year. So I typically don't open the windows in winter and summer for obvious reasons. if I do open them during those time of year, I'm typically opening them like in the morning or in the evening. But yeah, so get in there. Yeah, I do prefer the fresh air. And of course, there's all the research that says, hey, you need to be outside more instead of being inside. But America being America, we've adapted and made a lot of our lives where we're constantly inside. And of course, that inside air can not be as fresh as we think it might be, even though it is running through an air filter. All right, I think I got enough to finish this window. Thanks. The intent is to do it once and not have to do it again. And also I'm practicing for, hey, if somebody hires me one day to do this for them, I know how to do it, and I can show them I know how to do it by this video, among other things. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get that in here or not. Yeah, and even on the as far as the spray foam goes, I don't think, well, it may say that, but one of the windows, so I ended up having to get two different brands of windows, and so one of the brands said don't use spray foam for the reason you specified, that it may expand and cause the windows to stick, and so I was like, all right, not a big deal. I mean, this is a roll of this is only like $6-7. And so, and I've used one roll on about 3 or so windows. So, yeah, definitely getting my money's worth. Because the intent originally was to use spray foam, but I was like, I can just stuff enough of this in here and let that be it. Granted, it is more difficult to get to, but at the same time, also these gaps, like I measured it to be. Like I didn't get custom windows. I just got the windows that were available at the home improvement store. And like if it was on the shelf, I was like, all right, we're gonna go with that. And ironically enough, all of these fit this size. So I didn't have to, get custom windows for any of the things. I did have to make a drive to get some of the windows because they didn't have them in stock. But yeah. Yeah, and I'm all for not trying to do the same thing twice as far as cutting them off and redoing the trim. All right, so last piece, and then we can put the trim back on. Trying to see where that top part is. Right up there. get in there. Almost. There we go. Cool. All right, so all the insulation is in. Thank you. Yeah, these are just the store brand windows. They're not, you know, custom or anything else of that nature. I personally, like, the windows that I took down had a grid, and when comparing what I was going to put in versus what I saw other people who had already got their windows done, it seems like more people have the grids on the window than those that do not. So I was like, okay, well, might as well just stick with the grid. Loud noises. Yeah, but I don't plan on doing so. I mean, they sell them without the grids. They sell them without the grids, but I wanted to stick with the grids. They kind of, one, because of, like I said, other people have the grids on their house, but then also because of the fact, in my opinion, the grids look better, right? They don't change the overall appearance of the window. All right. So that's done. So what I'm gonna do is, okay. I think I got enough to go down in here. I may have to get another tube. Almost. Come on. Well, see, these grids are actually, yes, I know the grids can be hard to clean, but these grids are actually in between the glass. So these are not, and that's another change in how they do windows now, is that they put the grids between the glass so that it's not difficult to clean. And also, you don't have to wash the grids ever because they're between the glass. And I know you can't see that the grids are between the glass, but they actually are. So if I do that, well, yeah, you don't hear it tapping, and that's because it's in between the two panes of glass. There we go. All right. Wipe my hands off. So yeah, I got my new window in, and just gotta put the blind back up. Okay, that's back in, and there we go. New window, new blinds. Well, newish blind. Yeah, that's in there. So at some point later, I will take the storm window down, and I'll come back later and recalc the trim pieces on the inside. But that's it for this. Alright, so now it's time to clean up, and I can get rid of this plastic that I've been using or holding in the sink for a while now. Maybe I shouldn't be. Take those down. Pop this out. Put that in the stack of other things. This goes over here. Let's go in the trash, which I think is still upstairs. There it is. All right, y'all. So yeah, the new window is in, as you see. I have a few more windows that I got to put in. We'll be doing those another day, and maybe I will go on live and do those on a different day. But for right now, yeah, this window is in and done. So there you go. All right, so thanks for checking things out. I am going to end the live here. Well, actually, I may leave it open. So I still got to clean it up, unfortunately. All right, so yeah, if y'all have any home improvement questions, feel free to ask. For those that are wondering, I did do some work on replacing this window here. And actually, let's just leave that up. But yeah, replace this window here today, as well as several others. And so, yeah, lay that in there. Drop this in there. Put everything else back in the bag. And go from there. Yep. Insulation, roofing, or not roofing tape, but tape. And we'll fold it like that to kind of, there we go. That should do the job. Not what I meant to do. All right, drop that in there, put this in here. Continue cleaning up. So if y'all have any home improvement questions, by all means, take this time to drop those down below. I'll be glad to answer them as they roll in. There. Put the lineman's back in right there. Saturday. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and end the live here. I've gotten this window in and out. And then now it's just a matter of cleaning things up as far as, post-job work. That said, I thank you all for watching. As always, if you have any comments or questions, you can send those to me or in a message, or comment on a future video. I'll be glad to see comments come in. Thank you for watching.